Long ago, the galaxy was a very big place. Many planets and many alien species lived there. Some were strong, some were smart, but most of them did not care about Earth. Earth was a small blue planet far away from the busy stars. Many aliens thought humans were weak. They thought humans could not fight or survive in space. For many years, humans stayed quiet. They worked on their planet and lived simple lives. But humans were not like others. They learned quickly. They did not have big ships or powerful weapons at first, but they had something special: strong hearts and sharp minds. Humans wanted to explore space and protect their home. They worked day and night to build better ships. They made smart machines and fast computers. They learned how to travel far and fast. As time passed, humans grew stronger. Their technology became better than many old alien races. They made big space stations and cities on other planets. They created robots that could fight and help them. Humans trained hard and never gave up. Their leaders said, "We must protect our space. No one should come near Earth without our permission." The other aliens started to notice. Some were curious, some were scared. They saw humans building bigger armies and stronger weapons. The United Galactic Council, where many species met to decide important rules, made a warning. They said, "Earth is special now. Do not enter human space, it is dangerous." Most aliens listened. They did not want to lose their ships or their lives. But not everyone was scared. The Varnak Empire was one of the oldest and strongest groups in the galaxy. Varnaks were proud warriors. They had fought many battles and won. Their emperor believed humans were just lucky. He said, "They cannot be so strong. They have no right to scare us." So, the Varnak emperor decided to send his ships to spy on humans. He wanted to see their power for himself. The Varnak fleet was large. It had many warships with powerful weapons. They moved quietly through space. They crossed the border into human space, hoping to find weak spots. But humans were ready. They had spies and sensors everywhere. The moment the Varnak ships entered, human machines began to work perfectly. Suddenly, the Varnak ships started to lose power. Their shields went down. Their weapons stopped working. The ships could not communicate with each other. The Varnak commanders were confused. They did not understand what was happening. Then, out of nowhere, a human warship appeared. It was unlike any other ship in the galaxy. It was black and sharp, moving silently, but very fast. The human ship attacked with great speed and skill. It fired beams of energy that destroyed many Varnak ships in minutes. The Varnak fleet tried to fight back, but their weapons did not work well. The humans were too fast and too smart. After only 12 minutes, the Varnak fleet was gone. No one knew what happened to the ships. The human ship disappeared as quickly as it came. The news of this battle spread across the galaxy. Aliens who heard the story were scared. They started to believe humans were not weak at all. Humans sent a short message to the United Galactic Council. It said, "Stay out of our space, we protect what is ours." The message was simple but powerful. The Varnak Emperor was angry. He could not believe his fleet was destroyed so easily. He gathered a huge army. He planned a big invasion to punish humans. He wanted to show the galaxy that Varnaks were the strongest. But every time the Varnak ships tried to enter human space, they never came back. Pieces of broken ships floated in space, but no alive soldiers. No alien had seen a human soldier or ship up close. No one survived to tell what humans looked like now. The humans were a mystery. The galaxy grew quiet and afraid. Stories of humans being unbeatable spread like wildfire. Many aliens stopped trying to cross the human border. They respected the warning. The humans stayed calm. They did not send many messages. They only prepared quietly. Their machines, soldiers, and ships grew stronger every day. Humans knew one thing for sure. They would not let anyone hurt their home. This was the beginning of a new era. The galaxy learned to respect humans. Earth was no longer a small, weak planet. It was a place no one dared to enter. And the humans were ready for anything that came their way. After the Varnak fleet was destroyed, many aliens in the galaxy talked about humans with new respect and fear. The humans had shown power no one expected. But still, many wanted to know more about Earth and its people. Stories and rumors spread everywhere. Some said humans had secret weapons. Others believed they had powerful machines that could see into the future. No one really knew the truth. The United Galactic Council decided to send diplomats to talk to humans. They wanted peace and to understand why humans were so strong. But humans did not welcome most aliens. They built a large barrier around their space. The barrier was not just strong, it was smart. It could stop enemy ships and hide human movements. The Council's diplomats were confused and worried. They saw the barrier but could not get through it. The humans sent a clear message again. Do not enter. We protect our home. The galaxy learned that Earth was not just a planet, but a fortress. Far from Earth on a large command ship, the Varnak Emperor grew angry and impatient. His pride was hurt badly. He sent messages ordering his commanders to prepare for a full war. The Varnaks were not known for giving up. They believed no one could stop them forever. Among the Varnak commanders was a young captain named Threx. Unlike others, Threx was quiet and thoughtful. He did not believe in rushing into battle without knowing the enemy. He wanted to find out the truth about humans before starting a war that might destroy his people. One night, when the Varnak fleet was resting near the human border, Threx made a bold decision. He took one small ship and turned off all its lights and signals. No one knew where he went. He crossed the invisible line into human space alone. Threx's ship moved carefully and quietly. The stars looked different in human space. He saw glowing cities on distant planets and strange machines working everywhere. There was a quiet power in this place. It was not just weapons. It was something more. Suddenly, Threx's ship was surrounded by fast drones. They were small but very strong. The drones moved like shadows and blocked his path. Then a human ship appeared, bigger and darker than any Threx had seen before. It stopped right in front of his ship. The humans did not attack. Instead, a calm voice spoke in Threx's mind. It was the human general. She said, "You are brave to come here alone, but you should know, humans do not want to fight without cause." Threx was surprised. He expected anger or threats. Instead, he heard respect and warning. The general explained that humans had learned many hard lessons from old wars. They had become strong because they wanted peace, not destruction. Threx asked many questions. He wanted to understand how humans became so powerful. The general told him about Earth's history, about how humans survived terrible wars, learned to work together, and built machines that could protect them better than soldiers alone. The general also spoke about the human heart. We are not just machines and weapons. We fight because we care for our people and home. That is why we are strong. We do not seek war, but we do not fear it. Threx listened carefully. He realized humans were not enemies like he thought. They were something new, strong, smart, and ready. The general told him he could return to his people with a message. If you respect us and keep peace, you will live. But if you try to fight, you will lose. Threx's ship was allowed to leave. As he crossed back to Varnak space, he felt different. He carried hope, but also fear. He knew the future of his people depended on how they treated humans. When Threx returned, the Varnak Emperor wanted answers. Threx told the story of his visit. Some commanders were angry and called Threx weak, but others began to listen. They knew they could not fight humans with brute force. The galaxy waited in silence. The story of the human general's words spread fast. Many aliens began to rethink their plans. Earth was no longer just a small planet. It was a force that demanded respect. Meanwhile, on Earth, humans kept preparing quietly. They knew the galaxy was watching. They hoped for peace but were ready for any challenge. The human space was not just their home, it was their future. The story of Captain Threx's secret visit spread quickly through the Varnak Empire. Many commanders were angry that Threx returned without fighting. They called him weak and said he was a coward. But some listened carefully to what he said about humans. They knew fighting humans would be very dangerous. The humans were not like other aliens. They had power and intelligence beyond anything the Varnaks had seen before. The Varnak Emperor was proud and stubborn. He refused to believe that humans could be so strong, but deep inside, he was worried. The loss of his fleets was heavy, and the fear in his people was growing. Still, he ordered his commanders to build bigger and stronger ships. He wanted to show humans that Varnaks would never back down. Back on Earth, humans worked hard every day. Their scientists and engineers created new machines and weapons, but their leaders always reminded them, "We fight for peace, not war." Humans knew that many aliens were afraid of them, but they hoped the fear would stop fights before they began. In human space, cities floated in the sky and machines moved without rest. Robots patrolled borders and sensors watched every corner. Humans used technology not just for war but for life. They grew food on other planets, cleaned polluted air, and helped each other with machines that understood feelings. Humans were strong but kind. One day a small alien ship appeared near Earth's border. It was not a warship, but a scout. It moved slowly and carefully, trying not to cause trouble. The humans watched it closely. They sent a message through space. "Who are you? What is your mission?" The alien ship answered in a strange language. It said it came from a distant planet and wanted to learn about humans. The humans were cautious but curious. They allowed the alien ship to approach. Slowly, a small team of humans met the aliens in space. The aliens looked different. They had many arms and large eyes, but they seemed peaceful. The humans shared their food, stories, and technology. The aliens listened and asked many questions. The meeting was quiet, but hopeful. Both sides wanted to understand each other better. Back on the Varnak command ship, the Emperor heard about the meeting. He did not like the idea of aliens talking to humans without his permission. He sent a message to all Varnak ships. "Humans are strong, but they are not unbeatable. We must prepare for war. No peace talks." Many Varnak soldiers were ready to fight. They trained harder and built bigger weapons. They wanted to prove that no one could stop the Varnak Empire. But some commanders and soldiers began to doubt. They had seen what humans could do. They wondered if war was the right path. Meanwhile, humans kept improving their defenses. They created ships that could hide in space, weapons that worked without harming planets, and robots that could repair themselves. They trained their soldiers to fight, but also to think. Humans believed that smart fighting was better than just fighting hard. Captain Threx was watching all these events closely. He knew that if the Varnak Emperor continued to prepare for war, the whole galaxy might fall into chaos. He thought about what the human general had told him. "We fight because we care. We do not want war, but we are ready." Threx decided to send a secret message to the humans. He said he wanted peace. He did not want to see his people destroyed by a war they could not win. The humans received the message and were surprised. They knew that not all aliens wanted war. Some wanted to understand. The humans and Threx began to talk quietly through space. They shared ideas about peace and war. They talked about how to stop fighting before it started. But the Varnak Emperor was still angry. He did not want to listen. The galaxy was on edge. The peace talks between humans and Threx gave hope to many, but others were afraid. They remembered old wars and destruction. They wondered if the future would bring peace or battle. On Earth, humans prepared for both. They built new ships and trained new soldiers. But their leaders also worked on messages of peace. They hoped the galaxy would one day see humans not as enemies, but as protectors and friends. The story of Earth and humans was changing the galaxy. From a small, weak planet, Earth had become a strong power. But more than strength, humans showed that kindness and intelligence could be the greatest weapons. And the galaxy waited to see what would happen next. The galaxy was quiet but tense. Many species watched Earth and the Varnak Empire closely. Some hoped for peace. Others waited for war. On Earth, humans worked harder than ever to prepare for what might come. They knew war could happen, but they did not want it. Their leaders said, "Strength is for protection, not for fighting." Captain Threx was now an important voice in the Varnak Empire. He believed in peace and wanted to stop the Emperor's plans for war, but the Emperor was powerful and had many followers. He controlled the armies and made the rules. Threx knew that changing the Emperor's mind would be hard. One day, a message came from deep space. A new alien race had arrived near the galaxy's edge. They were called the Zolorians. No one knew much about them. Their ships were strange and looked like living creatures. The Zolorians sent a signal to Earth. It was a greeting, but also a warning. We watch this galaxy. Do not bring war to our home. The Zolorians were known for their power. They had stopped many wars before by using their strength and wisdom. Their message made the galaxy nervous. The Varnak Emperor saw the Zolorians as a new enemy. He wanted to prove that the Varnaks were stronger. He sent fleets to prepare for battle, but Captain Threx saw danger. He knew a war with the Zolorians would be terrible for everyone. He secretly sent a message to Earth's leaders. He said, "We must stop the fighting. The Zolorians are watching. If we fight now, they will destroy us all." The humans listened carefully. They knew Threx was right. Earth's leaders reached out to the Zolorians. They sent messages of peace and respect. The Zolorians responded with calm words. They said they wanted no war, but would protect their space. Humans and Zolorians began a slow and careful conversation. They shared stories about their planets and cultures. They learned from each other. Humans showed how they worked hard to protect life and keep peace. The Zolorians shared their wisdom about the galaxy's history and dangers. Meanwhile, the Varnak Emperor grew angrier. He saw the humans talking with the Zolorians and felt left out. He believed this would make humans stronger and the Varnaks weaker. He decided to act fast. He gathered his best ships and prepared to attack a small human colony on a distant planet. Threx was shocked. He knew this attack could start a big war. He warned the Emperor, but the Emperor ignored him. Threx decided to act on his own. He secretly contacted the human leaders and warned them about the attack. Humans quickly sent their ships to defend the colony. The battle was fierce, but short. The humans used smart tactics and fast ships. They did not want to destroy the Varnaks, just stop the attack. The Varnak fleet was forced to retreat. The battle shocked many in the galaxy. It showed that humans were not only strong but also smart fighters. The Varnak Emperor was embarrassed but more angry than ever. He promised to crush humans and anyone who helped them. But something had changed. Many Varnak commanders started to question the Emperor's choices. They saw the humans' power and their desire for peace. Some even secretly hoped for a different future where Varnaks and humans could live without fighting. On Earth, humans continued their talks with the Zolorians. They worked to build trust and friendship. They knew that the galaxy was changing, fast. New powers were rising, and old wars could come back any time. Captain Threx became a symbol of hope. He believed in peace and knew that smart choices could save many lives. He was ready to risk everything to stop a war that could destroy the galaxy. The story of humans was no longer just about strength. It was about hope, courage, and the chance to build a better future for all. The galaxy was full of whispers now. Everyone spoke about the strange new alliance forming between humans and Zolorians. Many wondered what would happen next. Would the Varnak Empire grow stronger, or would the humans lead a new age of peace? No one knew for sure. Captain Threx sat alone in his ship, staring at the stars. He felt tired but hopeful. The war between the Varnaks and humans had not yet started, but the threat was always near. The Emperor's anger was like a storm waiting to explode. Threx wished he could stop the fighting before it began. Back on Earth, humans continued their efforts for peace. They sent ambassadors to different planets inviting aliens to learn about their ways. Humans wanted everyone to understand that strength was not just in weapons, but in friendship and knowledge. Many aliens were curious and came to visit Earth. One day, a group of young aliens arrived from a small planet far away. They were nervous but excited. Humans welcomed them warmly. The aliens learned about Earth's technology, its history, and its people. They saw how humans worked together even when times were hard. These young aliens were inspired. They believed in the humans' message of peace and strength. They returned to their planet with stories of hope, Slowly, more aliens began to believe that peace could be possible. But the Varnak Emperor was not happy. He saw his empire losing power and respect. He gathered his top generals and planned a new attack. This time, he wanted to destroy Earth's space defenses. He believed if he could break the barrier around human space, the humans would be weak. Captain Threx was shocked when he heard the plan. He warned the Emperor again that this war would bring ruin to everyone. But the Emperor was too proud to listen. Threx knew he had to do something. In secret, Threx contacted the humans. He shared the Emperor's plan and asked for help to stop the attack before it began. The humans prepared quickly. They improved their defenses and called their allies for support. When the Varnak fleet moved to attack, they were ready. The battle was long and hard. Ships flew like stars falling from the sky. Humans used their clever machines and fast ships to protect their home. The Varnaks were strong, but they could not break through. In the middle of the battle, Threx made a bold move. He sent a message to the Varnak soldiers. He told them to stop fighting and think about their future. Many soldiers were tired of war. They wanted peace too. The message spread quickly. Some soldiers turned their ships and left the battle. They did not want to fight their new friends. The Emperor was furious but could not stop the tide. The battle ended with many losses, but Earth's defenses stayed strong. The Varnak Emperor's plan failed. He realized that fighting humans was not as easy as he thought. After the battle, the humans and Zalorians worked even harder to build peace. They invited more aliens to join their alliance. Slowly, the galaxy began to change. Captain Threx became a hero, not because he fought in battles, but because he chose peace. He showed that even in a world full of war, kindness and wisdom could be powerful weapons. The story of humans spread across the stars. It was a story of hope, a story that even the strongest empires could learn to change. After the great battle, the galaxy began to change slowly. The humans and Zalorians worked together to build a new alliance. Many alien races started to listen and wonder if peace was truly possible. The Varnak Empire, however, was still a powerful force. The Emperor's anger had not gone away. He was determined to keep his control. Captain Threx knew the Emperor's stubbornness was dangerous. He had seen the pain war brought to his people. Threx wanted to find a way to stop the Emperor without more fighting. He believed that words and courage could save many lives. One day, Threx received a secret message from a group inside the Varnak Empire. These were soldiers and leaders who did not agree with the Emperor's way. They wanted change. They wanted peace. But they were afraid to speak openly. Threx met with them secretly. They shared stories about their fears and hopes. They talked about the future they wanted, a future where Varnaks could live without fear of destruction. Threx promised to help them. Together they planned a way to show the Emperor that the Empire could be strong and safe without war. Threx believed that if the Emperor saw the power of peace, he might change his mind. On Earth, humans continued to grow stronger. They built new ships, explored new planets, and helped other aliens in need. Their leaders kept sending messages of friendship across the stars. Many listened and felt hope for the first time in a long time. The Zalorians taught humans about the galaxy's dangers and history. They warned about old enemies and dark threats that could return. But they also believed that united, the galaxy could be safe. As the new alliance grew, strange things began to happen. Some planets once ruled by the Varnak Empire started to ask for help from humans and Zalorians. They wanted to join the peace. They sent messages asking for protection and friendship. The Emperor saw this as a threat. He sent his fleets to stop these planets from leaving his control. But many Varnak commanders now followed Threx's ideas. They refused to fight their own people. Some even helped the planets escape. The Emperor grew angry and isolated. He lost support from many who once followed him blindly. His empire was breaking from inside. Threx and his allies decided it was time to act. They wanted to stop the Emperor's madness before it destroyed everything. But they knew a direct fight would bring destruction. They needed a different plan. Threx sent a final message to the Emperor. It was not a threat, but a call for peace. He said, "You can still save your empire. Choose to lead your people into a new future. War will only bring ruin. The Emperor ignored the message and sent more ships to attack. But this time, many Varnak soldiers did not obey. They refused to fight. They wanted peace just like Threx. In a surprising move, the Emperor's closest generals turned against him. They captured him and ended his reign. It was not easy, but they believed the Empire needed a new start. With the Emperor gone, the Varnak Empire began to change. Threx became a leader in the new government. He worked with humans and Zolorians to rebuild the galaxy. The story of humans was now a part of this new era. They were not just fighters, but teachers of peace and strength. Many aliens saw that humans were not enemies but friends. Captain Threx often looked at the stars and smiled. He had seen the worst of war and the best of hope. He knew that the galaxy's future was bright because humans showed that even in darkness, light could shine. The galaxy was no longer the same. The Great War had ended, and a new time had begun. The Varnak Empire was no longer ruled by anger or fear. Instead, it was led by hope and trust. Captain Threx and the humans worked together to build a future where all species could live in peace. But peace was not easy to keep. Many old problems remained. Some planets were still scared and old wounds had not healed. Threx knew that building trust would take time. He believed that every small act of kindness could make a difference. On Earth, humans celebrated their victory, but they did not forget the cost. Many brave people had given their lives. The leaders said, "We must honor their sacrifice by building a better galaxy for everyone." Humans continued to explore the stars. They sent ships to new places, not to conquer, but to learn and help. They shared their knowledge of medicine, technology, and farming. Many planets welcomed them as friends. The Zolorians became close allies. They taught humans about the stars and the ancient secrets of the galaxy. Together, they formed a council where different species could meet and solve problems with words, not weapons. Captain Threx often spoke at the council. He told stories about the time when war almost destroyed them all. He said, "Strength is not in weapons alone. Strength is in courage to choose peace even when it is hard." Many young aliens listened to Threx. They dreamed of a galaxy without fear. They wanted to build a future where everyone could live safely and happily. One day, a new challenge came. A strange signal was detected far beyond known space. It was a call for help. A small group of explorers had found a planet with dangerous creatures. They were trapped and needed help. The council acted quickly. Humans, Zolorians, and Varnaks sent ships to rescue the explorers. The mission was dangerous, but everyone worked together. They used their skills and courage to save the trapped group. This mission showed that the new alliance was strong. It proved that when different species worked together, no challenge was too big. Captain Threx looked at the stars and felt proud. He thought about how far they had come, from the time when no one dared cross into human space to now, when many trusted humans as friends. He knew that the story was not over. The galaxy was still full of mysteries and dangers. But now there was hope. The humans had shown that even a small blue planet could teach the stars a lesson. That lesson was simple but powerful. Never underestimate the strength of peace, courage, and kindness. And so, the galaxy moved forward. Different species worked side by side. They built new worlds, shared new ideas, and dreamed of a future where no one feared to cross into human space. The story of humans was now a legend told across many planets. It was a story of strength through peace, a story of hope that could shine even in the darkest times. Captain Threx smiled one last time as he looked at Earth from his ship. He whispered, "This is just the beginning.